Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. Today is the first day that I am sharing a layout from the Spectrum Sherbert collection from 49 and Market for this go round of Kit Conspiracy. We have used this collection before, but we both had so much of it left over that we are using it again. So I'm starting out with the rainbow paper in the background, and that is because it is one of the girls' favorite, well, what she calls her favorite color. She says it's rainbow, so that's what we're going with. And this layout is for her. It's for the middle kid in the photo there, and I apologize I can't see their faces. I do that for privacy reasons, but it is their first pictures as with the new baby brother. So I am using the packaging, which is kind of crazy because I do have so much of the paper available, but the packaging is printed with stuff on the back of it so that you can use it as embellishments for your layout. So I am using this rectangle, and I am going to back it with the black paper there. I am also inking it up with a little bit of Black Soot Distress ink, and I'm liking the way that that is looking. I did pull a really old Page Maps sketch for this just because I needed a little extra inspiration for Spectrum Sherbert because, like I said, we've used it before and I wasn't really feeling it when I first started out here. So I used a Page Maps sketch. I'm going to pop it up there in the corner for you, and I stayed kind of true to it, or fairly true to it. It's very simple, so it just gives me the basics of this layout. It doesn't give you a lot of embellishments or anything like that, so I had to kind of figure that out on my own. Now for the vertical piece, I decided to use the middle section of the back of this piece of packaging. These two pieces of packaging that I'm using, the warm colors are from the Strawberry Lemonade laser die cuts, and then the other one is from the Tidal Wave laser die cut pack. So I also had this leftover piece from the same collection. I used a circle out of it on one of the last go arounds, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and stamp this stamp from Elizabeth Craft Design. It is their CS253 Note Pieces stamps, in case you're interested in that. But I'm going to stamp that on this paper because I don't want my paper to be perfectly white. I want it to have a little bit of a mixed media type of a background, just so that it like simply blends in a little bit better. So it's not perfect because, as you can see, the papers here are not perfect papers. They are mixed media type backgrounds. So I want to keep with that kind of look going on. And then in order to line up the bottom piece of it, I'm just going to put this back together and then adhere that lined piece right over the top. And then I'm going to use my T-square ruler just to line it all up so that it looks like it goes all the way through, even though we all know that it doesn't. It's a great way to stretch your supplies if that is something that you need to do. I'm going to adhere everything down here, lining up the white edge of that background paper behind the photograph with the edge of the entire background paper. So the piece that I've got behind the photo is lined up with the background paper on the right hand edge there. Pulling out several of the rub-ons, and they've got these little stitched pieces, and so I pulled those apart or cut those apart so that I can use it as the stitched border, just like it has in the Page Maps sketch. And then I'm using my T-square ruler to line those up so that I get them nice and straight. I didn't want them to be wonky. Some things I don't mind if they're wonky, but this was not one of them. I wanted to stay as true to straight as I could and keep it nice and clean looking. I don't really have a plan for my embellishments at this point. In the sketch, it just has an embellishment down in the bottom right hand corner and then one right next to the title. So I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do at this point. I'm just going to go with it and get the basics done that the sketch shows. So I'm aligning all of these stitched pieces so it makes a half of a square, and I'm liking how that's looking. I am inking up all of the edges of the background paper with some black soot distress ink just to kind of give it a nice dark framing. And then I went through the ephemera packs and I pulled out some phrases so that I can kind of color match them to the background. I'm not exact on all of the colors, but it's close enough for my liking. And so far, I'm happy with the way that it is looking. I'm auditioning several little butterflies up here, and I'm just going to kind of play around with embellishments for a little bit, kind of figuring out exactly what I want and where I want them. I do like these blue florals up at the top, so those are going to end up staying, and this pink leaf down at the very bottom is going to end up staying. Otherwise, I'm kind of just playing around with what I want where. I do have this little tiny piece of pink lace from the laser cut elements, and I do like the way that that looks, so I know that's going to stay there. The postage stamp that's kind of a green just above the photograph there, it's not glued down or anything, it's just placed there to kind of have me like think about it. Just auditioning it and leaving it there to see what I like as I find other things. I do end up liking the leaves better, so I pulled those in. And then I am looking at more butterflies, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with that top one. I auditioned several different blue ones, but I end up going through the acetate packs and pulling acetate ones instead. And I like the way that they look better. I just felt weird about having them be different substrates, so having one paper, one acetate, and one out of like chipboard or something, kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. I wanted them to all kind of match, and so by using the acetate ones, that kind of fit the bill. It also adds a little sparkle and shine to this layout just because it picks up the light. And then I am inking up all of the pieces that I'm using with more of that black soot distress ink to bring in that darker color, and I really like the way that that ends up looking also. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming out. It does feel like everything is kind of right justified, which of course it is right justified, but I want something over on the left hand side to balance it out just a little bit, and so I'm thinking about that as I'm working here and considering putting some stitching down the side, but the stitching that I have left is pretty much, well, there's a little bit of the greenish teals left, but it's mostly pink, and I don't want to do pink all the way down the side. I thought it would be just too much. So I will end up using some black stamps they're like stitched stamps. So, and those are also from 49 and Market, but they're quite old, and I don't think you can get them anymore. I will put links to products that you can get down below if that's something that you're interested in. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these little pieces put down. The acetate butterflies, I used my tiny attacher to put a staple down the middle of them, and that is how I held that top blue one on. The others, of course, my tiny attacher does not reach. But you can open your tiny attacher up and put like a piece of foam underneath and staple like you would on a chalkboard. In this case, I think I just put the staple on and I ended up holding it in place with glue dot instead of actually using the staples, but you can actually do that if that's something that you're interested in doing. And here is that stamp. It is called Gabi's Line Stitch Stamp Set, and like again, I don't think they have this available anymore. It's quite old, but I'll put the name of it down below in case it's something you want to kind of see if you can find on your own. Possibly like eBay or something like that might have it available. So I am deciding to go all the way down the left hand side, and then I'm going to go across the bottom. And the reason I did that is because the blue ones that are done with the rub-ons go across the top and down the side, and so this one I just decided to do it in the exact reverse format, and I like the way that it ends up looking. I am doing a few tone-on-tone enamel dots, just 3 small ones in each one of the embellishment areas, and I've got 5 embellishment areas kind of going on here, but they're very simple, so keeping it kind of simple with a vertical design, even though it's a little bit right justified. But using my enamel dots from Gina Marie Designs and just seeing which ones work the best with each color tone, and I'm liking the way that that's looking. These are kind of this weird, I don't know, it's not really mint green, but it's kind of a bluish green there, and then I will go with a darker green next to that other butterfly that is darker green, and then of course the blue ones up at the top. And I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere those on. I do find that it is helpful because for whatever reason the enamel dots stick great to the plastic, but they don't stick great to the paper. So I find that just using a little bit of glue helps keep them in place. And I don't mind that for the price of them. I'm pretty happy with the way they work. You get several in a pack, as you can see there. And they were $2.25 a pack when I bought them. I don't know what they are now. It's been probably about a year and a half or more. And I know prices have gone up on everything, it seems like, but anyway, they're still a great buy considering most of the enamel dot packs that you buy from most companies run more than like $5. So you're getting them for about half the price, and you get quite a few more than you would normally. Now I'm just using a little bit of Dylusions Black Marble spray, and I am sprinkling that into the embellishment areas. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to go check out what MK is doing for Kit Conspiracy today. Today is the first day that we were using Spectrum Sherbert, and we'll be using it all week long as much as possible. So go and check that out and see what she's got for you. Can't wait to play with this kit a little bit more and dive in and get some more of it used up. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys real soon with another video, and hit that thumbs up if you don't mind, and if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe as well, and come back again tomorrow for another video. Bye bye.